Welcome. Let me know if the audio is good. I think so. But we're here with the final refrain. Alliance round one, Verokter versus Rewpesako. Probably butchering the name. Sorry, Audrey, if you're listening. But yeah, it's the match number 14. I think there's two more matches after this one, and then round one is already completed. It's been going so fast. We've had so many great games. I think, thank you, Blazing Archon, for confirming the audio is perfect. It's been a fantastic tournament so far. Seen a lot of great games, and we have another one coming up. So we are here with the bracket. This is still the bracket as is from the start, but we'll be looking at the top right quadrant. Verokter, Rewpesako, and I believe the winner will be playing versus Aviator. Um, Aviator running. Um, don't quote me on that. I don't know what they're running, but this is the match we're focusing on today. We have Verokter. A familiar player to me. He was in my NKFL division and was the only one that was able to defeat me at 2-1. And he won that division. Korea National Alliance champion. Um, yeah, so a very strong player, very strong collection. I'm not sure how big Alliance is in Korea, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, Rewpesako is going to push forward. Well, it remains to be seen, but wrong button. Um, but I'll talk about the chances that I think going forward. So we've got Rewpesako here. Achievement, the Spain National Alliance champion, and boy, was that a huge achievement. It was so great to see all the Spanish people, because I was there. He had to get past me in the preliminary rounds. Unfortunately, I faced both Isvet and Rewpesako um, in the 2-0 rounds, let's say, and he got the better of me. Maybe there was a chance to play something better, and I could have maybe taken it, but I didn't. So he beat me fair and square, and then proceeded to win the whole thing. And all the Spanish people there went insane. The stream was there; they were watching on the screen, they were cheering, and I felt so happy for them as well. Um, Even though Isvet was, of course, a friend of mine, but a well deserved victory. It was such a great finals, such a great finals. It was tense all the way. So what are they bringing? Verokter bringing a deck called the Amassing Fiend, and Rewpesako bringing Speedy Abduction. Let's start with Verokter. Um, 4 Amassers and the Katina Fiend as a token. Which let me fix actually this. Yeah, there we go. Now we can see everything. There we go. Um, Not a typical token you'd see in Alliance. And 2 eddies and some token makers in Shadow. So I think that the object of the Amassing Fiend is to make as many tokens as possible. Try to reap for 6 for like, or steal Amber, forge 2 keys naturally, and then really trying to close off the game with Obsidian Forge. So there's a key cheat, and stalling a little bit with the eddies. It works if your opponent is slow enough and plays a lot of creatures. Let's see. Rewpesako playing the triple battle fleet key abduction does rely a little bit on mothers and logos for efficiency, but that's not the only thing. There's also lab works. There's nep seeds, nature's calls. There's got to be some sort of balance between having a board to use the mothers to draw, but the Katina Fiends fighting into that will give Verokter a little bit of the tempo that he maybe needs to get to those keys faster. But it's a very fast deck, Rewpesako. If the nep seeds are down and if there's no R, it'll be challenging. So let's see if there is any R. I don't see anything in This, I don't see anything on logos. I don't think there's artifact control in Verokter's deck. We'll look at the cards a bit more in detail as well. But yeah, pretty much just trying to pump out Katina Fiends, fighting off the board, stealing, making more tokens, finishing it off with Obsidian Forge. A Gate Warning could be annoying if you're facing, like the Gate Warning could be annoying if your deck is relying on reaping. But obviously, Rewpesako is not. And then here we have, do we have R here? No, I don't think so. There's no R either, so you cannot get rid of the Obsidian Forge. Hello, bro stuff. Welcome. I'm pretty sure I know who you are rooting for. But yeah, so this is just trying to find the battle fleets and the Mars cards that go with it to pop off with the key abduction. So yeah, the deck cards. Let me open the right tab. So we've got Labwork, Random all these 4 cards, stacking the archives with cards that need. There's no interaction with Verokter with the archives of the opponent, so that's something. Library Babel also. Then the 3 mothers, again, they're probably useful, but you give the Katina Fiend something to find into. Howling Pit also gives more cards. So this logos is speed, 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 speed. Then here, obviously, this is the main thing, the triple battle fleets. Soft landing with Mind Warper maybe can take off check for 1 key, which could be crucial because there's only the Obsidian Forge as a key cheat. Could give maybe an extra turn. And then in Untamed, there's also the Double Nature Skull, the Hunting Witch, the Shota, the Dust Pixie, the 2 nap seeds that will not be able to be removed. So also potential to cheat the key in there if you only manage to forge 1 key somehow magically don't really draw into battle fleets, or you can still finish it off with Untamed. Then here we see the quadruple Masters, Gate Warden, just a lot of token makers here. Effervescent Principle, probably not that relevant in this matchup. Standardized testings, Archimedes to keep archiving, Eddie to keep taxing, but if you have 30 cards in your hand, the taxing for key abduction isn't isn't that much. And then here we have 2 Chimera Outposts. Put a friendly creature on the bottom of the owner's decks if you do still want to make a token creature. So everything is tokens, 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 and I think the Shadow Spot is the one that brings in the Katina Fiend. So maybe there was a slight concession on the Shadow Spot, but I'm not sure. I think this should be favored for Rewpesako here because I don't think the Katina Fiends will do enough fast enough to prevent Rewpesako from finding their combo pieces. So I would if I had to put money on something, I think I'd bet on Rewpesako in this case because Verokter's build is good, but it's not unfair enough, I think. But let's see. So over here, let's see if they have a game going. Oh, I'll talk to them in the. Oh, I saw something. Watch and let's check for the password. Nice. Okay, so we're in. I hope that the player names are on the correct side, otherwise I just have to change it a bit. I think this must be Verokter Guru, but he keeps getting disconnected. Ah, Wrong account. Yeah. On his practice account, probably. All right, we're off. And I predicted the sites correctly. So, Floxmal says the thing with the fiends after turn 2, you're reaping for check each turn, so it does still put a timer. Yeah, Levy would have been amazing. Agreed. I was actually looking for Levy here. I didn't find it. That would be pretty bad news. But um, Verokter wins the toss. Gets to go first. Doesn't look like they're shuffling. Rewpesako does shuffle. Does shuffle. Um, uh, okay, so those stats aren't working. That's okay. Good luck to both players. Yes, good luck, have fun. Thanks for the streaming, Lord Judo. No problem. Glad to do it. Bringing the Keyforge to the people that love it. Starts with Eddie. Archives a card. Um, Not sure what you want to archive, but Rewpesako starts with a mother and Library of Babel, so drawing to 7 cards and the opportunity to go back into logos and archive some more. So Verokter back into logos, did not pick up the archives, plays down a Titan Guardian to protect the Eddy. Second Eddy, so does find some speed. No tokens yet. So the Eddies are annoying, but I don't think it's bothering Rewpesako too much here. I think the board is fine because you don't really want to go back into logos because then you just reap for 4, which is good. It doesn't get you to check. Rewpesako does go back into logos, archives 1 card, archives another one with the random access archives, or draws a card, sorry. Sloppy lab work, discarding Dew Fairy, archiving another card, probably not going into Untamed next turn, reaps with Mother, passes her turn back. So Verokter has 4 logos on board, could get to 5 for sure. Not sure if there's an Ember Pip in there. Okay, chooses to go this. Might pick up archives. Does not pick up the archives. Double Amasser. Oof. Triple Amasser. Ooh. So this could potentially make a lot of tokens. All of the Amassers are there. But it's turn 3. Rewpesako is not through his deck a lot, but a little bit. So goes Untamed. Maybe can get the key cheat off here. Does not. Gets to 8 Ember though. It's a lot of Ember. Cycling through his deck. The Amasser makes a bazillion tokens. Notably, they're not ready though. There's almost no deck to draw from anymore. I'm not sure if that's ideal because you can't steal anything now. You might have to concede the key here. And even though there's like a million Katina Fiends, you can only use 6 of them, right? So it will still take 3 turns to, unless you find the Obsidian Forge to finish out the game. I don't think with the 2 archives and the 1 key already there, that Verokter might have 2 turns. Realizes he needs to get rid of the efficiency, so destroys Mother, uses Ethereum to find a Hunting Witch. There is Obsidian Forge. All right. So actually, this is now a lot more scary. Because if he gets to check now, next turn he can go to key number 2, put another key in there, and then so either take that 1 Ember off or pop off here with the 2 eddies stopping Rewpesako from forging. Lab work, does not take him off. So you gotta hope that this might be enough because here they actually stop Rewpesako from forging, stealing one ember, going to check, forging another key pretty much for free-ish, and then uncheck the third key the turn afterwards. So I think realistically there's only one more turn for Rewpesako to really go for it. Um, so fights off, steals one ember, right? Deals 3 damage. Now just rules of 6 reaps all of Scatina Fiends. And then makes a key with Obsidian Forge, you would imagine, and still on check for a lot of ember. Yeah, not getting tokenized. The Forge not getting tokenized with so many tokens. Maybe he had it in hand and knew I can do this. So yeah, now deciding which cards do I want back in my discard, or do you just destroy all of your tokens and forge for free, and then say, well, you either win now or I win. It's going to be challenging to win, actually. Maverick makes right. Yeah, 2 master might be plenty. In this case, the 4 masters made the board so big that it's hard to deal with. So at this point, I think the Obsidian Forge is being triggered and looking at every token, like which one do I want to get rid? So, okay, there we go. So Gate Warden destroys it, still in check, plays another Bonesaw, Anguish, Reap, 12 Ember versus 8. Needs to pop off. Better hope for a miracle here. Battlefleet number 1. How many cards? 7 cards. Oh boy. The second Battlefleet is there. All 3 of them are there. So plays the other Battlefleet. Draws another 6. Will have a chance to redraw into one of the Battlefleets. 15. I think it's like a 33% chance or something. Did he draw into another Battlefleet? Maybe it was a 50% chance even. He drew 8 cards. A bit more than 50%. So 3 Battlefleets used. Key abduction number 1 needs another Battlefleet. There you go. Draws the other Battlefleets in there. Right on time. That's Battlefleet number 4, correct? Can key abduction again. Oh, key abduction. That needs one more. One more Battlefleet. One more Battlefleet. Yeah, there it is. Draw 7 cards back into the key abduction. Wow. Close one, close one. Probably found the Battlefleets early and was able to really archive them. And then this was the turn it had to happen, otherwise the game was lost there. So game 1 going to Rewpesako. Let me save the logs. I was thinking it's gonna be tight. This is way more tight than I thought it would be. That was crazy. Yeah, that's a comeback. Yeah. I'm not sure if it was a perfect start for Verokter, but got the logs. Next game is good to go. I was really not expecting it to be this close, honestly. With all those tokenizing happen and the Obsidian Force not being tokenized, that was a key moment. Pun intended. So, because Verokter lost the first game, he now gets to choose whether he wants to start or not. Um, and he chooses to go first, so probably wants to find his Obsidian Forge in opening hand or an Amasser or something, right? Um, yeah, maybe you should have hopped onto Kokas. Looks like my dumb next match. I was thinking like this match will not be going long probably. So does find an Amasser with a discard pip um, in the opening hand. Discards Aetherome. So probably not going into this after this. Two mothers. Um, that's fine for now. I think you go to 8 cards. You want to find those key cards, those battle fleets, like we saw next turn. Um, and indeed, Verokter does not go into this, goes into logos. Maybe the Eddies, the Titan Outpost, or something. Wild Wormhole into Slipshot makes another token creature. Um, does it damage on one of the mothers? I don't think you want to make Ember here as a Rewpesako, but maybe you'll have to at one point. So plays Eddie, archives a card, plays Archimedes. Maybe that could have been in a different position, but maybe you don't want your Amasser to go. Okay, Nepseed comes down, Dew Fairy comes down, Snufflegator, another Dew Fairy, Nature's Call, probably on Amasser, Archimedes, and I don't know. So Nature's Call returns Katina Fiend, Katina Fiend, Katina Fiend. 3 Katina Fiends back to hand. Okay, interesting. Um, the Master makes more Katina Fiends. Um, I think it's risky to return the Katina Fiends because you don't know what's under there. If the Obsidian Forge was underneath there, and you now gave back the Obsidian Forge to hand, imagine if this was one of the Katina Fiends. Verokter be like, thank you very much. So the Katina Fiend now also fights into Mother because you don't want the efficiency for Rewpesako. Needs to deal 3 damage. Use another Katina Fiend to fight off. Maybe he was very afraid of the steal here. Plays Bonesaw already. Reaps with the Amasser. Reaps the Bonesaw at 5, notably. Not on check. Gives Rewpesako more time to find the key pieces. You went Logos, you went Untamed. You're not going to reap here because it just gets stolen. You're just helping your opponent. So either you want to go back into Logos for more lab working, sloppy lab working. Untamed doesn't look good. Yeah. Yeah. So it has to go back into Untamed. That's probably not what you want though. Unless you can Shota here for a key. So reaps. Dust Pixie 7. Can the key cheat with Shota come down? Hunting Witch, a lot of Ember. There is the Shota. Probably should have. Okay. I was going to say should have played the Hunting Witch before the Dust Pixie, but with the archive there and the extra cost, now there's 0 Ember to steal from Verokter. So well played. Now there's only reap value, not so much steal value. But Verokter can cheat a key here, probably. But needs to get rid of this board because with the Nepseed and the Shota in the discard pile, could be very dangerous because there's a second Nature's Call. And then, yeah, 2 behind. So desperately fighting off the board here. Yeah, that's not ideal for Verokter here. But yeah, I don't think you really want to go back into Untamed either. So I think Rewpesako is fine with the board being fought off to an extent. Because then if it's being fought off, they're not making any ember. Right? Interesting. Reaps with the Amasser. Reaps with the Katina Fiend. Reap. The Obsidian Forge is still there. Archimedes is also on board, so could potentially archive something. The Eddy, for instance, to start taxing. Doesn't decide to use the Obsidian Forge and throws the turn back over. I think it's an awkward hand here. There must be some sort of Mars, which you don't really want to use. There must be not be a lot of logos. So do you just discard some cards and you not play them? Okay, Ammonia Cloud is a great card. Could potentially grab it back with Nap Seed to get rid of everything. Interesting choice. Interesting choice here. That's a great, great, great draw there, or save. Ammonia Clouds, dealing 3 to each creature. And because he forced Verokter to fight off his board, a lot of the Katina Fiends were already damaged. Let's see what those tokens were. Okay, not very crucial tokens. Would you take back the Ammonia Clouds? You're wasting potentially a battle fleet coming back. Okay, right. Doesn't do it. Discards Mothership support, trying to find the battle fleets. A Master makes another 2 tokens. Halfway through the deck, no battle fleets seen yet. But there's still time. There's still time. Maybe at least 1 or 2 turns here. Play Shadows. Chimera Outpost doesn't get to capture anything. Yeah, not an ideal turn. So has still time, Rewpesako. At least next turn still has next turn to find stuff. Puts on Library of Babel. Experimental Theory to stun one of the Katina Fiends. And that's it. That's it. Not giving any ember away to steal. So Verokter can maybe give pressure for a final turn again. Plays Anguish, reaps with the Amaser, reaps with the Katina Fiend, fights the Katina Fiend to put damage on Anguish, which is useful. But realistically, there will be so many cards in hand, unless you need to like key abduction twice from the Nep seed. So even though it looks like there's still 2 keys to go, next turn probably will be finished. So again, he needs to go now, I think, and he does. So Battle Fleet, there's a second Battle Fleet, draws 4 cards. There's a key abduction. Second Battle Fleet can go to at least 12 cards. But the Anguish here and taxing for 3, you would need 18 cards to forge for 3. It's not easy. So we know there's still Battlefleet, Key Abduction, Sniffer, and Soft Landing. So place the next Battlefleet, number 2. Oh, drew a lot of extra cards. 6 cards. And the third, there it is. So now 19 is exactly enough to forge for 3. Key Abduction, Nepseed, Key Abduction. He's got it. And he had to go this turn as well. So 2 times went at the right moment, found the right draws, the Nepseed coming in clutch. GG, well played. I got the logs, don't worry. I'm checking if they're unique as well. Yes, let me save that right away. So Rewpesako takes this game 2-0, even though on keys it looks not that close, but both games he had to win on this exact turn, I think. Otherwise, the game would have been for Verokter. Even I think my deck is so strong against yours, I was scared all the time. Yeah, I think you had to win on those turns. Both, otherwise Verokter would have had it. Honestly, I thought this was going to be way more one-sided. It surprised me, the Katina Fiend deck. I thought this was going to be a more landslide uh, victory, but actually it was quite close. This game and the previous game, yeah, exactly. You need one more turn, yeah, and the last game as well. Needed one more. You needed one more turn on both games to win. Um, so yeah, Team Beerforge doing work. Um, GG's to both of these players. So let's go back over here and let's see if I can do some magic. I think Aviator won his game. I think I've got some time to try to come up with this. So bear with me if you have a moment. I'm gonna try to pull up the next matchup. Um, there, there, there. So we have, I think it's Aviator. Oh, my bad. Aviator, and then let me bring this. And then I need to crop it. Boom. This should be, you could see this, right? Oh, the Mars. So Mars versus Mars. Okay. If you haven't seen Aviator's game, do watch. It's a really cool build, actually. Um, both these decks rely heavily on Mars. I think there's more intentional discharges in Aviator than I put in the graphic, but this will be an interesting one to see. Which one is faster? Hopefully, I'll get all of the statistics to see how many turns it took Adri Rewpesako to find the win, how many turns it took to find for Aviator to find the win. But yeah, thanks all for joining. GG to Rewpesako, well played to Verokter. Actually, very close games, and two more to go in this first round. And there's actually a next stream coming up in 5 minutes. And that one is hosted by Orion or Floxamal, and you can join them here, and I'll put it in the chat so that you can all watch. Yeah, the Mars Time Traveler is insane. Both the Time Traveler and the Help from Future Self, and the draw, and the damage pip, and the intentional discharge. It's beautifully crafted deck. So hop on over to Floxamal, go watch that game. The game is Akil versus Vargast. Should be a good one to see. So have fun. Thank you all for joining, and see you next time. Bye.